Okay, there's three parts to this terrain texture. There's gathering them, which we've just done. Now I'm bringing them into Photoshop just to prepare them and get them ready for a bitmap to material. I want them the correct size. I want to get rid of any sort of blemishes that I don't want, any weird sort of marks and extra stuff that I just don't want in my texture. Just as they're ready, and then we're going to take them into bitmap to material, and we're going to prepare the albedo and the other maps that we need in the normal maps and what have you. And you'll see, I mean, you don't need to be too fussy in Photoshop because bitmap to material does such a great job of producing albedo maps, and you'll see when we get there. So I'm going to do 2 of these maps to show you my process, and then I want you to do the other 2. So the 2 I'm going to do is this earth and the stony one, and then you can prepare the grass and this one here. Now this one here is an extra one. I didn't get this when we did the previous lecture, so you want to go and get this texture. Look, there's the name of it there. Go search for it and download it, or if you can't find it, get one similar to it at the very least, because I'm going to get rid of 2 that we chose because I'm not happy with them, and I'll explain why. So this is the first one I'm going to get rid of. I just don't like it. It looks like it's too prepared already. Looks like someone's been messing with it and then just put it onto that website. It just doesn't look natural enough for a forest. It was too short, so that one's going to go. I'm not going to prepare this one for our scene. So little texture, you are no good for me. Gone. So that's the first one I got rid of. The second one was this. Although initially I thought it was good, it had lots of debris on it, and I think it's just way too noisy, and it's going to get confusing. I don't think it will show that well. So, and you can see the angle is not right. It was taken at a weird angle. It looks like there was a bit of perspective on the floor there, and that's not good. I just want it to be a flat ground texture. So this one is going to goodbye. So this is the 4 I'm left with, and I think they're going to work really well. So the first one I'm going to prepare is the earth one. It's a bit sandy, but I think it'll be fine. There's my grass one, and there's the stone one. I've got to make them all 2048 by 2048, and I've got to sort of take out any blemishes. So okay, so the first thing we're going to do is crop it to the correct size. It's got to be 2048, and I'm using this crop tool in Photoshop to get the right size, and you can see it just getting it just right. Okay, so there you go, there's the right size now, and I can move that space around just to see what image I can get out of it. I quite like that bumpiness in the middle of there. Yeah, that's quite nice. Might take some of it out, but that's cool. It's important that you get the right size. Don't scale it, because it'll just affect the pixels. It'll blur them all and it won't look quite right. So now I'm just adjusting levels just to get the shadow, just get the colour right, and the balance of the brightness right. Okay, now I'm going to go in and get the blemishes, and I'm going to use this clone tool in Photoshop, which is pretty cool. Now it's really important you use this and not paint on the image, because if you paint on the image, then it becomes really obvious. You get sort of blurry paint blobs. So if you take another part of the image and clone it into another part of the image, then it's a much better way of doing it, because you're getting pixel for pixel likeness. And if you choose a good brush, if it's really obvious texture, then use a feathered edge brush. But this one's fine. I can literally go from, so I'm grabbing it in one spot and painting it in another. Just getting rid of any obvious blemishes and big blobs that might stand out. When it's tiled across a big terrain and you're looking along the surface, you don't want lots of repetitive, obvious blobs or marks. Keep calling them blobs, but hey, why not? Yeah, just a few more there. And that's it, pretty much. And that's it, pretty much. Okay, so that's my earth ready. Just save that. Save as. Just save it anywhere for now. We're going to copy them into our directory and call it earth_albedo, just so you know what it is. Save. Yeah, I've already created some, so you won't have that message. Make sure you get keep the maximum quality settings when you save it. And that's the first one done. Okay, so now onto the stony one. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to leave you to do the other two, and I'm going to show you my results at the end. You don't have to sit here and watch me do this to all of them. It's just a simple technique. You're just cleaning them up. You're just getting the right size, cleaning them up, adjusting the values, making sure they're balanced, fairly well balanced. Although you don't have to be too fussy, like I said, because Bitmap 2 Material will do a pretty good job of manipulating these images once you get them in there. There's so many options, and you'll see that in a minute. So just get the 2048 by 2048 like that. You choose the area you want to use. If you've only got a 1024, then that's fine. Just you don't have to do the cropping. Use that size. So that's cool. Now get the clone tool and start taking out some of these really big obvious stones like that one there. And not quite like, yeah, that was really obvious. Just use the squint technique. I know it's a bit primitive, but it works. If you squint at your image and you see anything really obvious that sticks out, then get rid of it. Paint over it by using the clone tool. It's important you use the clone tool because you can copy another portion of the image, and don't take it all from one spot. Click around, take it from different spots. The smaller stones look quite cool, and you can see I'm sort of taking some of those more than anything. And with this image you have to be careful with the dark. It's not too dark because I think Bitmap 2 Material will take it as ambient occlusion. So we have to get the levels right and the balance right on this one. Okay, so there's my two images there. So just the levels on my stones a little bit. Just bring it in line with the earth. You might be seeing it's quite dark. Just have to be careful. Yeah, okay. Just take out some of these darker areas because, like I said, Bitmap 2 Material might take it as ambient occlusion, and we don't want that. I know I just made the values stand out a lot more, but I think it was important to do that to make the stones really sort of stand out. Let's take away some of these edges, these big stones on the edges, don't worry too much about that. Bitmap material will tile it for you. It will prepare it. You just got to, it's just a tick box. I'll show you how to do that. And just want to adjust the contrast on that a little bit and the brightness. Let's just take it out, take that down a bit. Yes, use legacy. Down. There you go. So that's, I think that's a little bit better. Just takes it out, just takes the darkness out a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. A little bit more, maybe. It's a tricky game. It can be quite time consuming this just to get it right. But, so that's the second one done. So save as, and we call that albedo JPEG. Where are you? There you go. We call that stone albedo. So you save that. Okay. There we go. So the next two I want you to do. So the grass, and do the same thing. The grass and the other one. And this debris one, it's kind of like a bit of a mixture between the earth and the grass. Just take out all the obvious blemishes, like that stone, and prepare them. And I'm going to show you the four together once I've finished. So pause the video and have a go at doing that, and then restart, and you'll see my versions. Okay, so there they are. Four of them together, and looking pretty cool actually. I think this one here actually down the bottom right, the plant one, is looking a bit dark, so I'm just gonna change that again. Just increase the decrease the contrast in it, maybe up the brightness a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Sort of sits a little better against all the others. We've got similar values. The earth is quite saturated, but again, I can take that. I can control that in bitmap to material, and that's fine. So yeah, that's cool. I think that works. There's our four textures. So save that again. So next job is to get them into bitmap to material and create our PBR textures. So I'll see you in there.